we welcome in Bradley Bozeman. Bradley, congrats to you on an awesome season. Welcome into the game. I hope you're doing well, man.
Thank you. I'm doing great. Hope y'all are doing well also.
Yeah, we want to spend a lot of time and reflect on your career. But let's start back here just for a couple of minutes. Making a decision to go to the University of Alabama, can you walk us through the recruiting process and your decision to play for Alabama, deciding that you were going to play for Nick Saban?
Yeah, so, I grew up an Alabama fan, dreamed of playing at Alabama. You know, it was just a big dream for me and I always wanted to do it. But once I got to the recruiting process, I treated it like a business decision and made sure it was the right fit for me. Well, I got an offer from Auburn as I got an offer from Alabama. And then 2 days later, I committed to Alabama, and I was on the field going through a camp. It was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Just the coaching staff, the place here. I mean, this place has been fabulous to me.
Bradley, when you look back, because at one time, to help me understand this, and I may have my facts incorrect, but you were even willing to do a gray shirt to go to the University of Alabama. Am I correct on that?
Right. Yes, sir. So I tore my ACL my senior year, and they needed a lineman in there that was ready to play. So they offered me a gray shirt. So I accepted it. Went through the whole summer, didn't enroll, and then finally, a day before camp started, they called me up because someone did not qualify for their physical. And I got to come in.
Bradley, let me ask you: when you look back at last Monday night, I know it seems like just the other day, and it's been a few days, but we're getting ready to celebrate the championship and what you guys were able to accomplish and salute y'all tomorrow. As you look back at last Monday, what is that memory like? What is when I say last Monday when you guys won the national championship, what's the first thing that pops through your mind?
Just what a representation that game was of our season. There's a lot of heart on that team and a lot of guts. These guys, we've been through a lot of adversity, from injuries to, lost half of our defense at one point. And the young guys just stepped up and went right along with it. And we never lost a beat. These guys deserve every bit of it. They were just relentless in everything they did in practice and games and just any kind of prep. It was one of the best team I've ever been a part of.
Bradley, can you walk us through that final play from your perspective?
Tua got sacked. Went to him. It's like, we still got this. We're good. Kind of running through my head was, we're not in a great position, but we can still win this thing. We got a odd front with an overhang backside, so our guard and tackle fanned it out, and our other guard and tackle had a stiff on, which puts me on an island, and just making sure I didn't give up any pressure and didn't just did my job. So and then the ball goes to there, see Smitty wide open, he catches it, and it was in the history book after that.
Wow. It's just, you almost lose control of the emotions. The first thing, and you think, man, did he really catch that? And it's just like that national championship. Coach Saban talked about the spark, the offense. What was it that Tua did it just seemed like there was a spark. There was a fire under that offense in the second half.
Right. We wanted to win, and we knew we had to start being productive. Regardless of who was in there. And then Tua came in and he started flinging the ball around a little bit. And, once Tua was supposed to be sacked on one play and he spun out of it and we all took off down the field. I think he got the first down. That was a good spark for us. It kind of got everything rolling and gave us a lot of motivation to, this guy's gonna kill himself for us, So it was a great performance by him, by our team. Just overall great team win.
Bradley, let me go back and ask you, what was said after the Auburn game with Coach Saban? I know it was not the performance, but it seemed like, we all in Tuscaloosa, we just anticipated, that Sunday morning, and we were all watching it, and, we'd talked about, the up and down, but what did Nick Saban say after the loss at Auburn?
I can't remember exactly, but he said something to the fact that we didn't play our best game, and we may have gotten a little what's the word I'm looking for?
Complacent.
Complacent, yes. So but that was the message, and said that we needed to come back and prepare harder. It was out of our hands, but if we got the opportunity, we needed to make up and show what we could do.
It's can you? I mean, does any of those speeches? I know probably all of them, but in Nick Saban's post-game speeches, I mean, is it similar to the same? Is it because there's so much that we get out of the media? A lot of times, what he tells us, the same thing he tells you guys in that locker room.
Right. Yeah. A lot of that is, and it just depends on the game. If it's against, like, I think it was Colorado State this year, we didn't play our best game. We won 40-something to 20, but we got a ripping for it because we didn't play up to our standard. That's Bama's MO. To playing up to our standard. Forget who you're playing against, and just as long did I do what I was supposed to do. Did I do the best I absolutely could? And that's our standard. It's not about anyone else.
Bradley, can you give us some insight? Mike Locksley, I know it's not official, but there's a lot of multiple reports out there that he will be the OC, ESPN, Tuscaloosa News, everybody, but we don't have an official announcement. But let me just ask you, what is Mike Locksley? What's he like in that locker room and the relationship he has with the players?
Coach Locksley's great. He's a player's coach. He cares for us. He messes around with us, but when it's time to do business, it's time to do business. Coach Locks, he's smart. He's got what it takes to do it. And so, I've heard the same thing, that he's going to be the OC, but, once it comes out officially, I think he'll do a great job for Alabama.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask you, when you look at Nick Saban and you look at the championships, 5 in the last 9 years. I mean, that's hard to even say. 5 in the last 9 years. What an amazing dynasty here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, it really is. It's been amazing. It's everything that I dreamed of coming here and doing. Winning 2 national championships, winning 3 SEC titles. It was going out on a national championship. It was everything and more I anticipated.
Bradley, what's next? What's the preparation phase? I know the Senior Bowl coming up in a couple of days, but what's next for Bradley Bozeman?
So just training right now. Senior Bowl, I go down on Monday. There for a week, really work hard down there, do good in my interviews, and after that, it's more training and ready for pro day.
Yeah, no doubt. And you're going to stay here in Tuscaloosa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will.
Bradley, let me ask you another question. The big moment after the game, was this all like planned? I mean, sort of walk us through that, because you proposed to your fiance, and I know you've been asked about it a ton, but I'm just curious, the process that you went into planning this. Sounds like a Nick Saban player that had all this calculated, everything perfect to the T. Yeah,
I had thought about it for a while. Right after we found out they were in, one of Keaton Anderson was just joking around with me. He goes, "You should do it after the national championship." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then in the back of my head, I'm like, "That's a really good idea." So, started planning it, made sure I had photographers there, made sure it was set to get her on the field and everything. Went to Thomas Direct and picked out a ring, her not knowing, and she had no clue it was coming. I kept putting little hints in her head that it wasn't coming for another 6 months or so after, figuring out what's going on with the NFL and all that. But so got her on the field, took some pictures, and then I hit a knee and asked her if she would marry me, and she said yes. And it was absolutely amazing. Never pictured it taking off like it did. I just, all I wanted out was some really good pictures and really good moments. But this has turned into
who had the ring? So. Who had the ring? Who held the ring for you?
Kevin Murray, one of our nutritionists.
Okay,
he got it. It was in my book bag, in my backpack, before halftime, and then after halftime, he grabbed it out of there and put it in his bag and carried it around. So
okay, so at halftime, you gave him the ring. So right?
Well, he grabbed the ring out of my bag. Yeah.
All right. So now you're letting us in some insight here. You had no doubt Alabama was going to win that game at halftime, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of confidence in our team.
Okay. I mean, I like that. I like that. So, I mean, I hate to ask this, but what would you have done if Alabama would have slipped up and somehow Georgia would have beat Alabama? Would you have still done it?
No, we would have done it, but just not then. It would have been delayed. So.
Okay. So, man, what a moment in time. Bradley, can you walk back to that halftime speech? What did Nick Saban say at halftime?
He said just we needed to play our game. We needed to do what we do and dominate our box. You know, everyone emotions were really high. This was before his speech, and you know everyone's kind of not yelling at each other, but speaking loudly and you know saying how we need to get things together. And I just turned around calmly and looked at everybody. It's like let's just do what we do. You know, dominate your box. Don't worry about what the score is. Just do what you do best, and we'll figure out where we come out is where we'll be. So just do your best. But yeah, it was, you know, we came out a different team at halftime.
Bradley, let me ask you about the recognition of something that I mean, I'm sure as a kid growing up as an Alabama fan, but to be a permanent captain. Tomorrow we'll start at Indy Chimes and we'll make our way down University Boulevard and end up. But at some point this spring, your handprint and footprint will be enshrined in Alabama football history. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it's huge. I mean that's been one of my main goals since I've gotten here. You know, to be recognized by your teammates as permanent captain, that speaks volumes of everything. You know that you did something right along the way. And I mean, it means the world to me to think that the guys on that team thought enough of me to put me in that position. So, you know, just really grateful and really blessed to be in the situation I'm in today.
Well, congrats to you for all the success. And I had fun yesterday watching your Twitter account when you retweeted the leaking oil and Nick Saban's worst team since 2010 and all those comments, man. I mean, that's just fun. I mean, and I know you guys take it the right way, but I guess we would label that is that reverse rat poison according to Nick Saban? Is that reverse rat poison?
Yeah, I think that would be. That's exactly what that would be. That would be rat food, wouldn't it?
I guess so. But hey, listen, man, it's been an honor to be able to cover you here in Tuscaloosa. You've always represented the University of Alabama the way that it should be represented. Congrats to you. 64 wins in your 5 years, 2 national titles, 3 SEC titles. He won a high school state championship here in the state of Alabama. Now he's going to try to go on and win a Super Bowl and I guess collect all 3. I mean, you got like a jewelry store there, Bradley. I mean.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'd love to keep collecting them too.